Hey Baldev, Satnam, do you know that you're coming in as Satnam Foundation? You're on mute.
Yeah, I do. I just have to change my name.
No, what I mean is that is there a reason you're using Satnam Foundation? Because we're not supposed to do that.
When I was a co-host last week, I just never changed my name.
Right, but I'm asking, did you log in? You're logged into the Satnam Foundation Zoom.
No,
Oh,
that's just my name.
okay. No, what I mean is I think you're actually using the Zoom account. Why? Because because your video off is their logo.
Oh,
So where is this? What is going on? I think you're just logged into their account. Oh. Satnam Devi Japa. I didn't know you're coming today.
Random decision.
How did you get the link?
I gave it to her.
Okay, yeah. It's helpful to me if I know that ahead of time, just so I'm aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, because see, he's logged in as he's got Satnam Foundation.
No, I am.
Huh?
No, I am Satnam Foundation.
I know, but what I'm saying is he's got the one with your, I think he's also logged in as it too because he's got your logo.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I didn't mean to sign in as Satnam Foundation. It just.
That's okay.
Oh no, it's not a problem. I'm just noticing it. It's something I have to be aware of because I have to make sure I'm always logged out of that account before I'm in my other meetings.
Yeah.
Satnam Shakti Harjeet, and how are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Okay. Sun's out, huh?
Yeah.
Still dark here.
No, it's nice here.
The sun will be out in about a half an hour. Okay, so I think we're missing 3 people. Satnam. A few more minutes here.
Satnam.
Satnam Sita Daspriti.
Is that for the dog or for my husband?
Oh dear.
All for Romy.
Um, well, why don't we just go ahead and start check-in while we're waiting for the last couple to come in. Anybody have a quick check-in they'd like to do this morning? Yeah, Prihardeva?
I'm in a great mood. I did get woke up like 3 times last night. We had like some Amber Alert that I had set on my phone. That was amazing at like 1:30, and then I can't remember what the other one was. I'm like, oh Jesus! And so not the best sleep, but I'm in a good mood. Satnam.
Thank you, Satnam.
Hi everyone, Satnam. I'm so happy to see Devi Japa's joining us today. That's so fun. I'm also in a pretty good mood, and I also didn't sleep that great either. But I'm looking forward to today's class.
Satnam.
Satnam, I also didn't sleep well last night. I fell asleep on the couch and my husband woke me up around 3 to go upstairs. So that's always fun. But I'm super loopy anyway. Yesterday I did homework and yoga all day. So, and I mean, I say that as a good thing. I felt just really good, really, really good. But you know, you get to a point where like your brain is a little wavy. That's and that's what today is going to be like too. So if you get any random text messages from me that you don't understand, that's why. But it's all good. Satnam.
Satnam.
Satnam. I think I'm part of the same club, everybody, where we don't sleep and we're feeling loopy. So I'm doing really good today too. I like Sunday mornings with you guys. I think this is really fun. I did sleep through my alarm, so I'm a little bit, ran right from my bed to here. So, but I think that's about it today. Satnam.
Satnam.
Satnam. I actually slept pretty well last night, except I'm tired this morning. So I don't know. But I'm good. Happy to see everyone. Satnam.
Good to see you. Devi Japa or Baldev?
Good morning. It's good to see you all. I'm here for the yoga. I really want to go eat some breakfast. Let's do some yoga. No, it's really good to be here. Thanks for telling me about it, Baldev. I'd forgotten, and Baldev reminded me yesterday. So thank you.
I'm like Davy Joppa. I'm ready to get started. Oh, look at that. Another person shows up. Fantastic. Rounding out the team. Yay. Now I feel great. I slept straight through, which is wonderful, and feel energetic. The weather is perfect for this morning. Get to be outside for a little while and before it gets hot. And, the sun's shining bright, so it's all good.
Satnam. Okay, so we're just waiting for a couple more people, so I think we can go ahead and tune in. While Dave's leading Kriya. So I'll let you take it away, Baldev, okay?
All right. Everybody can hear me okay? Good. Bring your hands together at the heart center. Rub them vigorously. Waking up that energy within you. Focus at the third eye. Inhale deeply. Press the palms against your sternum. And in this position, just let the breath become neutral. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Inhale deeply to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Inhale. Ad Gare Namah. Jugad Gare Namah. Sat Gare Namah. Siddhi Gurudev Namah. Ad Gare Namah. Jugad Gare Namah. Sat Gare Namah. Siddhi Gurudev Namah. Ad Gare Namah. Jugad Gare Namah. Sat Gare Namah. Siddhi Gurudev Namah. Come into Ego Eradicator and begin Breath of Fire. Powerful breathing, powerful concentration. Inhale deeply, inhale deeply, inhale deeply. Pull the root lock, hold the breath as long as you can as the fingers come Exhale and lift the fingers to the sky as you have to exhale. Exhale completely and lower your hands down. For a moment, feel the energy. Come standing up. Please come standing up. And set yourself for 26 frog poses. Position yourself and begin. Go at your pace, whatever that is for you. Powerful breath on the inhale, powerful breath on the exhale. Use that breath to wake up every cell in your body. When you're done, stretch yourself out, whatever's comfortable for you. Standing up, stretching down, it's okay. And when you're ready, come sitting back down in easy pose. Raise your arms up into Ego Eradicator and begin powerful breath of fire. If you're on your cycle, just do long, deep breathing during this. Inhale deeply, pull the root lock. Very slowly bring the thumbs together so that as you have to exhale, the thumbs touch each other. When the thumbs touch each other, raise your fingers to the sky. Exhale completely. And lower your hands down. And relax into the energy for a moment. Feel every cell in your body tingle. Make sure your energy moves everywhere. And come standing back up. And set yourself for 13 frog poses. Do it at your own pace, but use a deep, powerful breath on the inhale and deep, powerful breath on the exhale. Really expand your lungs as much as you can. When you're complete, come standing straight up. And come sitting down in easy pose. Set yourself for fist of anger. Thumb into the pinky mound, fingers closed, and start. Breathing through the mouth. Letting go of any anxiety, any anger. Direct that anger to the universe. Let the universe take it. Any pressure you have in your life, give it up now. Anything you've held on to in the past that you want to release, do it now. Make the breath powerful. Dig deep into your belly. Feel whatever anger you might have. Release it. Let it go. Even the smallest thing, just release it. Powerful concentration, powerful breath, last 30 seconds, dig deep, whatever that biggest thing in your life is now that you want to hold that anger with, let it go now. Inhale deeply and reach to the sky. Stretch as high as you can. Stretch higher. Pull the energy up. Draw the root lock. Push it out to the universe. Exhale completely, lower your hands, sit in easy pose, sit like a statue, spine straight, pull the Jalandhar slightly, let the breath become natural. Go deep within, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Become sensitive to the energy you've created. Feel it generate energy in all parts of your body as it moves through you. And allow it to relax you. Allow it to energize you. Please come lying down on your back. The Kriya work you're going to do today is body adjustment to elevate the spirit. A lot of these exercises call for repetition, that you keep count of yourself. When you're done, just relax in the most comfortable position for you. Bring the heels of your feet together. Place your hands in Venus lock behind your neck. Inhale, raise both feet up to 90 degrees. Exhale down 107 more times. Keep your pace, keep your count. If you have to make a modification, do one leg at a time. Do your best. Make sure you breathe. Breathe powerfully. Breathe deeply. Breathe as your life depended on it. Breathe deep. Last few or 5 more. Inhale deeply. Relax on your back for a few seconds. And come into triangle pose. And from triangle pose, lower yourself down to cobra. And come back into triangle. 54 times, 53 now. Again, let the breath carry you. Powerful inhale, powerful exhale as you move through this exercise. A modification can be coming into Sphinx pose if you can't do a full cobra. Keep up. You're doing great. Looking wonderful. When you complete your 54, just come into triangle pose and rest in that position. This set is designed to keep you young forever. Inhale deeply. Exhale, come sitting in easy pose. Stretch your feet out in front of you in easy pose. Stretch forward, grab your toes. Inhale up, exhale down, 108 times. Stretch as far as you can, bending from the hips, from the pelvic area. Do your best. Powerful inhale, powerful exhale. Use your breath to carry you through. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. When you're complete, come into an upright position and stretch yourself, your legs, your back. Stretch up. Now come sitting on your heels. Interlock your fingers behind your neck. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. 108 times for a complete cycle. Beautiful. Keep up. Powerful breath. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. When you're complete, inhale deeply and sit in rock pose and just relax. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And come into cat-cow. Set your arms underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. 108. Powerful breath, cat-cow. Perfect. Keep up. You're doing great. Such fantastic yoginis. Powerful breath. Let that breath carry you. Put the body into automatic and let the breath carry you. And when you're done, just relax in a neutral space. Baby pose, straight spine, whatever. And come sitting on your heels. Place your hands on your thighs. And begin rotating your neck in one direction 52 times. And this is supposed to be a very rapid neck roll, but do it safely. So whatever rapid is for you, but safe. And once you get 52 in one direction, For the balance, you're doing 52 in the other direction. And when you're complete, just come sitting straight on your heels, relaxing the breath, gathering yourself, gathering your breath. Gather yourself, take a drink of water. This next exercise is what I call ballet pose. Place your left hand in your lap. Place your right hand over your head. And in this position, you're going to twist to your left, bend to your left from your hips, and then switch positions so your left hand goes over your head and you twist to bend to the right. 52 times. Powerful breath. Focus your concentration at the third eye. Breathe deeply. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Go for it. Bring the grace into your yoga set. This is the time. Make sure your hands get back into your lap. And when you're complete, just rest your hands in your lap, straight spine, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Gather your energy. This next exercise, you're going to be using your arms. You're going to place them in fists with your elbows resting against your ribs. And you're going to start reaching out, opening up your hand and grabbing the energy and bringing it back. And then switch hands, opening up your arms, grabbing the energy and bring it back. While you're chanting Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Okay, begin. As powerfully and as rapidly as you possibly can. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa ta na 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 ma. Find your rhythm, keep going, be great. Really powerful chant. A new sound every time you go forward and every time you come back. Open up the hands, grab that energy, move it forward, move it back. Rapidly, rapidly, rapidly. Keep up, keep up. Move that energy. Go, 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 go. Now's the time. Keep going, keep going. The entire set is finished in about 6 minutes. Keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go. You guys got this. Sa ta na ma. Go, go, go. Sa ta na ma. Sa ta na ma. Sa ta na ma. Beautiful, beautiful. Keep the energy moving. Powerful chanting. Doing great. Sa ta na ma. Home stretch now. Whatever energy you have left, push it through, push it through. Heart, soul, mind, go, go, go. Sa ta na ma. Sa ta na ma. Inhale deeply, draw both hands into your ribs. Draw the energy up. Push it out the top of the head. Exhale powerfully. Come sitting in easy pose. Now this is a very precise exercise. Placing your hands on your knees in a counterclockwise direction, start Sufi grinds. Counterclockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Beautiful. Stay tuned into the third eye. Stay focused. Inhale deeply to the center. Exhale powerfully. Inhale deeply. Exhale powerfully. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Relax the body. Exhale. Come lying down on your back. Cover yourself. Set yourself for the last exercise. Corpse pose. Give yourself permission to totally relax. Let your breath be long and light. Allow your concentration to focus at the third eye. Give yourself permission to release any anger, any anxiety, any tension. As you go deep within yourself, become totally relaxed.
Gently bring yourself back. Take a deep inhale breath, keeping your eyes closed. Release that breath. And again, bring yourself back into your body. Deep inhale. And exhale. Now very slowly release yourself out of the corpse pose. Being gentle with yourself, begin to make small movements with your fingers and your toes. Continue taking nice deep breaths into your belly and out. Reach your arms over your head and take a nice long stretch from your toes to your fingertips. Gently roll to your right side and gently rest your head. When you're ready, gently bring yourself up into easy pose. And we'll get set for meditation. So today we're going to do the meditation for the arc line. That's your sixth body within the 10 bodies. And we're also going to be clearing out karma that has been trapped within you that hasn't been able to be released. So in this meditation, you're going to really learn what Waheguru actually means. You're going to tap into that infinite self that's within you, that resides within you. So we're going to be utilizing the mantra Waheguru, 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 Wahegyo. And we're going to be doing this as we're scooping into water with our hands. So we're going to be scooping and then flicking over our hands. So your wrist flick, it's like Waheguru. And as you get to Guru, you're going to flick your hands. And it's a slow and graceful movement. Our eyes are going to be closed. You can chant along with the mantra when I start it, or you can be silent. But all you need to do is close your eyes. Just imagine you're scooping into this beautiful water, scooping up, and then throwing it through your arc line. Okay? So we'll be in this meditation, and I'll begin. So get yourself settled in easy pose, nice straight spine. Your hands, again, they're just going to be scooping up through the water and flicking it over your shoulders. So make sure you go over your shoulders when you're flicking it, okay? All right. It's music. I'll start it here in just a moment. Allow your breath to just go with this. Inhale, hold your arms back. Hands and wrists are over your shoulders towards your back. Hold, inhale. Hold. Release, keep your arms where they are. Stretch them back as hard as you can. Stretch them back, deep inhale. Hold it, pull root lock, keep holding. Hand release, keeping the arms where they are. Deep inhale, breath again. Hold it, make sure those arms are stretched over. Hands are over, behind the head, stretch, stretch back. And release. Bring your arms down, rest them in your lap, have your eyes closed. Just breathe easily. Come back to a normal breath. Please bring your hands together at your heart center. Take a nice deep inhale breath. And we'll just do a few long sat nams before we go to break. Inhale. Sa Nam. Sa Nam. Sa Nam. Sat Nam. We'll see you back here in about 15 minutes. Okay, get yourself some water. Sat Nam. Satnam. Everybody ready to talk marketing? You know, so I want to open it up for those of you that have actually specific questions that you want to make sure that we address before I get into, you know, I have all different kinds of resources and things to talk about. I'm sure Bald Dave does as well, but I want to hear from those of you that have some specific questions so that we can start with those. So it could be about websites, it could be about social media, flyers, how to, you know, get on with the studio and work with the studio, how to work with your Zoom, how to work online, different platforms. So whatever you may have with regards to marketing. Yeah, Prihardeva, go ahead.
I still haven't figured out how to share the screen so I could put up like half mantra and half me. And
Okay.
anything like that would be great.
Okay, and in regards to Zoom, right? Right. Okay. So in order to share half and half, basically, you're going to have to go into where it says video and go into the video settings. Okay. And then you're going to need to go to, let me double check. Right. Okay. So the easiest way to do it is under recording. Okay. You're going to want to place down there, it says record video during screen sharing. And there is a checkbox underneath that that says place video next to the shared screen in the recording. Are you, so if you want, we can set up a time. If you want to see how that works, we can set up a time to Zoom with your account. Okay. And so you can see how it works, or you can, or what you can do is you can record yourself doing it.
Okay, like practice.
See what it looks like. Yeah. So you can see if you're getting what you want. There's let's see, hold on a minute, let me double check something. Let me go back here. Yeah. So then there's another, I'll share, okay, here. So under share screen, okay, this is another way to do it if you're not recording, okay? You can go to share screen and you can choose side-by-side mode. So if I click that right now, and I don't know, what can we do? I'll make up something here. Okay, so I'm sharing something and I'm seeing the gallery. I'm seeing everybody. So you can do this and there's different ways to set this up. So right now, as I'm looking at this, I have shared my screen, but at the same time, I'm seeing all of you in a bigger box on the side. But again, it's something you probably want to play with so you can see it from your own account. Okay. But if you want help or anything like that, you know, feel free to email me and we could schedule something to do some practice if you want. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions regarding anything associated with marketing or selling yourself, promoting yourselves? Yeah. Or you guys have that all straightened out already? Yeah? Do you already
So
have? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have a question. If you're the leader on the Zoom, you may be seeing something different than what everybody else is seeing?
Yes,
Okay,
because you have more controls. So
okay.
if I were to, if I were to, since you're on your, now keep in mind, if you're on your phone, this is going to be totally different, and potentially on your tablet. But so if I were to take Shakti Harjeet and I make you co-host right now, and I'll say yes. So you might be seeing some other options now on your screen, Shakti Harjeet, that you could use. You might be seeing, to be able to share your screen, you're now a co-host, you could record, you can choose to spotlight people. You're not seeing it? Okay.
I don't see anything that says I'm a co-host.
Oh no, you won't see it. You just should
Oh.
see, you should see more options for you to play around with down at the bottom of your screen. Like if you want to do breakout rooms.
I see share screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's letting me use the share screen portion.
Okay. So what happens is that when we are in a call and there's limited controls you get when I make you co-host in a call. But if I've done it beforehand in my Zoom count, okay, and I've add your name as a specific co-host, I can set all the different controls you have access to. Okay, and you can do that for anybody that you want to, that you're going to perhaps be working with. If you're going to be teaching a workshop together, like when I teach workshops, I make sure that that other person has the same controls as I do in case something happens with my computer, in case something happens with my bandwidth, or I have to scoot out. And that way that other person can keep recording, can keep managing everything, even if I'm not available to do so because of whatever reason. Because I personally, while I do teach a lot of workshops, with Kundalini Yoga included, I also do a lot of workshops with co-leading. So that's something to think about. Any other questions? I will say that Zoom has some great tutorials, and they always have classes going on for you to check out how to make use of the different options that they have available to you. They have them ongoing all the time. And the Zoom accounts, you probably have seen them. The first one, the basic version is free. That gives you up to 40 minutes, typically. And I believe there's maybe a maximum amount of people for the basic version. But they're not that expensive. You're looking at, if you go to the intermediate version, that's runs about $16-17 a month. And then there's the bigger business version. And then there's actually other versions outside that, depending on what your needs are. Now, for me, I have varying needs. So I actually have the business one because sometimes I need to have the capability to host more than 100 people. So plus I have other options available to me. Like right now, I could, if I wanted to, I could put us live on Facebook right now. If I wanted to, I can just, with a click, I can go live on YouTube, my YouTube account. So there's these capabilities built into Zoom that makes it a little bit easier, so you don't have to figure everything out. Does anybody have any more questions about Zoom in particular? No? Okay. Does everybody have a website already, or is someone looking to build a website? Yeah? Okay. So there's all kinds of free ones out there. My suggestion is that you first figure out your domain name and make sure nobody else has it. And then regardless if you're ready to build your website right now, you buy your domain name so that you have it, so that you own it, and no one can take it from you. So you could do .com, .whatever. You'll get all kinds of options. So you can go to someplace like GoDaddy.com and that's a good place for you to check if your domain name is going to be available. It doesn't mean you have to buy it through them, but it's a good place to just kind of go and see what's available. And there's all these other resources that I will email to you later, places you can go to buy your domain name. Okay. And there's also all kinds of places to get free websites. But I will say, if you're going to have a website, you want to make sure it's secure. So you want to have that, you're going to pay an extra bit for encryption. And I will say this is extremely important because it's easy to hack websites if you do not have this, especially if you have a contact me on your website, a contact form. And what happens is that I pay extra personally for hosting to be taken care of for my WordPress account, my WordPress website, so that if I'm getting hacked, I'm notified right away and I'm notified how they're hacking me. And it's common to get hacked with your websites. They may try, but if you got good passwords and good ways to keep it secure, they're not going to get any further than, you know, sending you some kind of request to be on your newsletter. And you recognize that it's spam. Okay. And so I received those notifications via email. And so personally, I feel it's worth the extra money. Just starting out, you can either build your own website like Wix.com. There's a lot of people that use Wix, and that's something that allows you to build your website. And there's paid versions, but there's free as well, and you can have fun with it. And if you're like me though, I tried all kinds of free websites, making them on my own, and I don't like taking care of that. I'm not a web person. I would prefer much to tell somebody what I want and tell them where I want to put it. And therefore, all I'm responsible for is creating the content. So I went to a place called Free Logo Services to create my logo, to, you know, and to create my business cards and to create all different kinds of things I got through Free Logo Services. Okay. And I create all my content. So I'll bring up my website now so you can see it. Mine is still in process, but I want to bring it up so that you can, this website in particular is a WordPress website. It's what a lot of people are using now, WordPress. Any of you have other ideas that you want to share with the group here today, feel free to do so, because, you know, some of you may have other advice, some of you may have other ideas, other resources, and it's a good idea to share. Okay. Okay. All right. Bringing up my website now. Okay. So let me find it now. There it is. Okay. Okay. So this is my website. Okay. And this one is a WordPress, and the setup tends to be the same. I chose where I wanted my menu. I'm someone who likes my menu at the top. You can have it to the side. I put my logo up here, and then you can have this fancy stuff that links to all kinds of information. You can have separate boxes for services, and they all click somewhere, but up here at the top in the menu, I have listed all the services. And something that was important to me is that I had videos. And so, you know, I'm in the process of making more videos, but I wanted to have people have a direct experience of me right away. And so I have videos out there. Fees. I'm someone who can't stand trying to search on someone's website for fees. So I put them all in one place. And when I'm offering discounts, you know, like right now I am, so I get people to contact me because they get a discount off all my prices. So now I had someone build this for me, and all I did is I submitted to them the pictures I wanted to use, all these pictures you see. I went to, I tell them where I want the pictures to be. And then I created all this content you see below this picture. Okay. Because I don't have time personally to keep updating this, because I want to be able to call somebody or email somebody. It's like, hey, I want to now update the About Me page. I want to, you know, whatever, and just write it up and send it to them, and know, you know, because the way my guy works, you know, he's going to have it up within a couple of days, or he's going to have it up in a week. Okay. The contact information is important. You don't want to, I right now have my boxes all required. So it's required for them to put a name. It's required for them to put an email address and their message. And then I have a button down here thing to sign up for the newsletter. The reason I've done that is because requiring just the email address, it's too easy for spammers to do that. I want them to have to put in a name, and I want them to have to put in a message. Okay. This website right now is in process, but see, you can add all your Facebook, your social media to it. And you can design this however you want, but typically this is how it is. It's all these, it's 1, 2, 3 levels, just like the home page. If I can get there, there it is. Okay. So you have a banner, you have another phase where you can put your services. And then here I might have featured videos, or I might have featured flyer. In this case, I do. And then I have my videos down below. So I'm going to stop sharing this for now. And so what I'll do is I'll put together a list of different hosting platforms. Because if you want just a website and you don't want e-commerce, because e-commerce is what allows people to buy, purchase, your classes, your offerings directly from your website. And that tends to cost a little bit more money to do that, because there's a security protocol. Sometimes you're paying for the types of credit cards you're going to have them allowed to use on your website. But for me, it's easier for me because I work with clients around the world. And so, and I use, and they're paying me in different currency. And so I allow them to use Apple Pay. I allow them to use PayPal. I don't tend to like Venmo because I don't feel it's secure, because it's too easy to, because they got to know a certain box to check, and most of them don't know to check it to keep it secure on Venmo. The other thing is that I'm just now in the process of moving to also allowing for Bitcoin, for cryptocurrency payments, because that's kind of the wave of the future. And so now this is one of the reasons my website and things getting updated, is so that I can pay things in cryptocurrency and accept in cryptocurrency. Because, you know, lots of things are just going digital. I mean, I'm sure there's some of you that probably use your phone to pay for things when you go to the store or go to a restaurant, you know, like with the Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, or, you know, so accepting a wide variety of payments is helpful. And just know, though, if you were going to go say, hey, on your website, I accept Visa, American Express, MasterCard. Okay, say you're going to list all those things. Just realize there's a process you're going to have to go through, either with one company to help you set that e-commerce up and deal with the different fees associated, because you're using those different credit cards. You know, American Express has a certain fee. Visa and MasterCard, they have a certain fee associated when you have them on your website and making use of them. And so when you're charging, okay, so say you're going to charge $18 for a class, you got to keep in consideration how much, you know, if they're paying by a certain type of credit card, how much that credit card is going to take off your $18 fee, right? So those things you have to keep into consideration when you're working with your money, and to make sure you're getting back what it is you feel that you deserve, because there's these other expenses. I spend for my website and the hosting platform it's on for its security, and the domain name, because I got to keep paying for the domain name, usually on a yearly basis. So in total, that usually runs about $200 a year for me to keep everything maintained. And then thankfully, my brother-in-law, him and I work together, and he builds my website and he builds other people's websites, and he's based in India. And so the price is considerably less. If you're going to pay someone to do your website, and you're paying them here in the United States, you have to understand, depending on what you want and the amount of work you're going to have them do, it's going to potentially cost you between $1,000 to $6,000. Okay, to have someone build your site. Now, that, when I say that amount, that is potentially also including who's hosting your website, the person who's building your website, and all the kind of charges that are, you know, on an ongoing basis. But that's kind of from the get-go. If you want someone to ongoing maintain your website, then that's going to be a fee. You may be working out a yearly fee, You may be working out pay as you go as they update your website for you. I'm more than happy to give you the prices of my brother-in-law, in case you want that, because, you know, it's, you're looking at, you know, you're looking at under $600. So, in most cases, sometimes it's only 5, sometimes it's only 4. Yeah, I'll send his information to you. He builds websites on the side because he has a full-time job, but he is very quick, and, you know, he's in India, so he's doing it, you know. You guys can feel free to take your mics, open your mics up if you want to just kind of have a conversation. You don't have to stay on mute. Hold on, I'm going to go close this. Just a minute, I'll be right back. Okay. So is this information helpful? Yes. Okay. So, and I can give you all different kinds of resources here, with who you can use, for, you know, like I said, building your website, hosting. The other thing is that if you're going to make flyers, okay, I use canva.com to make my flyers because it's really simple, and you can make them all different sizes, you know, for if you're making a poster, if you're making a postcard, if you need something to fit specifically on Facebook, or if you need something specifically to fit on Twitter, because those social media accounts, you know, getting the right dimensions for posting something with the picture that you want to, you know, share that you've written, you want to use Canva as something easy, and you can actually do quite a bit for free on canva.com. Yeah.
So one thing I did learn with Canva, if you use one of their images for a flyer, you pay another $1 the next time you use it if you change the flyer. So if you really like the image or something like that image, it might be better off to get it at, I think it's Shutterfly.
There's Shutterfly.
Yeah, because that way you have it and you can use it over and over and over again without being like recharged.
Yeah,
But,
I never use any of the, I never buy any of theirs. I only use their free ones.
yeah, so if you do buy one, then you have to, if you like make a poster, then you pay like $1. And then if you make a flyer, you pay like $1. So it drives me mad, but I like the Shutterfly one better just because of that.
So that's a good resource then, Shutterfly, to make use of that. And there's, again, this is something you can do yourself, or it's something, once again, you could hire someone else to do that may be good at it, or it's something you don't want to deal with. When you are, you all made a flyer at the beginning of this course, correct? Yeah. All right. Did you get feedback on those flyers? I can't hear.
I did.
Okay. All right. So you know what needs to be in the flyer then already, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a lot of things to consider is that when you putting up things, you know, printing them and putting them on paper and then putting them up around and stuff. Obviously these days we don't tend to do that so much, obviously printing things on paper. But it's nice to be putting those flyers up on either your website, getting yourself a newsletter if you're not going to get a website yet. There are, you know, free resources to make a newsletter. And I will say, if you are making a newsletter, it's important to make things clickable in that newsletter. Don't just send them a whole bunch of content, but nothing to click. You want them to, you can make a video of yourself and put that in your newsletter so you can introduce yourself. You can make stuff clickable to go to your website. But you want to take them somewhere so that they're reaching you directly. So that may be just clicking and they're getting straight to send you an email. I want your services.
Who's the free newsletter people, or the one that you use?
Yeah, so you can do, there's Constant Contact, there's MailChimp, there's a whole variety of them. I've used Constant Contact for a long time, but then I recently changed to MailChimp because they're easier for me to utilize, and I like to be able to see things straightforward. I want to see who's clicked. I want to see who's opened my newsletter. I want to see where they went. In other words, did it lead to my website? Did it lead to my email address? Did it lead to, so I want to see statistics and whatnot. But when I use Constant Contact, it's just, there's too much. It's too overwhelming personally for me. But Constant Contact is another good resource. Let's see. I'm trying to, if you just pull up, make a free newsletter in Google, you're going to get all kinds. And you can tie your newsletter, archive your newsletter embed it into your website if you want to. So I do that on my website. I have my newsletters archived. Something I forgot to mention is one quick way. If you don't want to do a website, you can create a Facebook page for your business. Okay. And that'll allow you to make posts and of course there's ways on Facebook that they can get you to pay to promote what you're doing. You can choose how you're going to do that. They give you options to do it via video, via your flyer or your post. I personally don't pay for anything via Facebook because it adds up quickly and it's more expensive, and I don't feel that you get the value when it comes to using their promotion.
I pay to boost a post when I have an event, and it pays off for me. But I put a good limit on it. Like I like maybe like $20, and then you go in there and you pick your demographics, and like if you want it to reach people 20 to 45, and how much of an area around your like city, if you're having an event, for example. There's a lot of things that you get, and interests, you get to pick a lot of stuff so that targets the right people. And I have found that really pays off, which is what I decided I was going to do with my Kundalini classes just like 2 days ago, because I was using it before. And then I started just advertising my Kundalini classes to my clients. Well, I like Hatha. I don't want to come on Saturday. Nah, 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 nah. I did a little poll, like, what's up with this? And I got all these responses back, and I thought, well, why don't I just open it to the city? Because there's a lot of people in the city that like Kundalini yoga, and I haven't even offered it to them yet. So if I do that as a post, as an event, like a beginner's course, the Kundalini in Billings, Montana, and go out 20 miles out the city limits, I probably, I can only get like 12 people in here at a time now because of the restrictions, but I'm sure it'll fill again.
Well, you can teach online too while you're doing it live.
It's so hard for me to do. I did it one day, and then somebody needs a bolster or a brick or something, so I get up and I have the blank screen. I was having such a hard time with it. I don't know if that's. I need like an assistant. Somebody go get that for that person, maybe.
Yeah, like you would in the studio. We can have that.
Yeah.
Eventsy.com is another one you can use to promote your events and your classes and workshops. It's evency.com. Let's see. I will say though, when you sign up with some of these Eventsy, there's other names out there. I can't think of them off the top of my head. You have to be careful because there's a lot of these where you got to pay close attention. If you signed up to subscribe, say you have an event that's coming in 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, and say you want to advertise to your community on maybe 60 miles outside your community, or you want to expand to the whole region. And with Eventsy, you can do that. You're going to typically choose subscribe. The problem is they're not going to notify you and stop the payments. You have to know. And they make it very, very difficult for you to argue with them. And there's many organizations like this because they're good. Don't get me wrong, they're good resource. It's just that there's a lot of them that they're working from some other country, and all there it might be is an email address, and and maybe there's a phone number, but trying to deal with that battle if they've made a mistake on your account, financing, that kind of stuff, trying to get your money back. It's one of those things you got to be really clear about, and track your movements to make sure that if your event's on, I don't know, November 3rd, that you want to cancel before your next payment is taken out, right? And they may require, and you may have to dig, and this is not just with Eventsy, but it's a lot of them. You may have to dig to find out what their rules are. Meaning how far in advance you have to cancel. Could be 10 days. It could be 5. It could be 30 days. And so you have to be aware of what your budget is when you're paying these different resources. One thing that I have found is useful is something called buffer.com. Later.com is another one. I'm not a fan of social media and all the different accounts and then trying to keep up with advertising or posting on all these different accounts, my business, what I'm doing. It's a lot of work. So buffer.com and later.com, both of those, you can choose what you're going to post and when you want to post it and which social media accounts you want to post it to and when. You can break it down. And so I may decide, okay, I'm going to post the same thing, but I'm going to post this. I'm going to go to LinkedIn, and then I'm choosing a date. It's going to post on Twitter, and then I'm choosing another date that's going to post the same thing on Facebook, Instagram. So I don't have to go to all those social media places to put it out. And so someplace like buffer.com, you will enter in all your social media and all your social media related accounts. You have to give permission for them to send these posts out. And then you're just going to choose when you want them sent out. And you can set that up in advance. You can set it up for, whatever you're going to do for this month. You can set it up for what you're going to do for the next 3 months. Or you can set up something that that you want to go out on a regular basis. Say you're offering a standard class every Saturday. Okay. So you could just have that on auto repeat and it will just keep doing it and you don't have to do anything. You just set it up once and you don't have to do anything. Yeah. Sita Despriti.
One thing that I'm trying to figure out and trying to find some kind of pattern, some kind of rhyme or reason. I mean, that's a lot to ask with Facebook, but I guess, we have to do it. Is visibility of posts. So, with all this COVID stuff, I, have to let people know, please, please, please reserve online, sign up online, 5 spots left, because I can't have 20 people show up like I used to. And I find that, and this is really terrible, I'm talking to my husband about this. If I post a photo of myself with information about the studio, 5 million people see it. So many people reached. If I post like a generic, like beautiful photo of something awesome, that's just a photo of something awesome, like 5 people see it. And then if I don't post anything, just words, hey, information, blah, 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 then hardly any engagement. And so, well, for one, getting used to posting photos of myself, because people don't go to my Facebook to see this, I don't think, but it's crazy. So trying to get people to read things and to acknowledge them is tough. So I don't know if it's some kind of Facebook algorithm, how they decide who sees what, but I don't know. I don't want to drive people crazy, posting the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But, it's the world we live in with COVID. And
yeah, you have to figure out the timing for sure. And yes, Facebook does have its algorithms. If you're posting and it's directly from your personal Facebook page, is that what it is? Or is it a business one?
Business page.
Yeah. And so they're funny about that with, it's kind of a catch. This is why I don't like to pay so much for it, because it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and one of the reasons is the picture, right? It speaks right directly to you, and it's going to attract, that attention. I know I ran into the same thing. I will say I actually have 2 Facebook accounts. I have my Set Car Facebook account, and I have my Swaha Facebook account. And I actually make use of both to bounce things off. And because I have a certain, I have tons of people on the Swaha side, from family to whatnot. And then, the Set Car is obviously for the most part, it's all Kundalini yoga related. And so one of the ways that I found that seems to work is that you don't see very many on me on Set Car now, but I'm someone who creates a Facebook page for almost any event or workshop I'm holding, and to create some momentum. And then and then if I'm teaching, or if someone I'm bringing in is teaching, then I am advertising through that on all of those pages. And then all those pages are connected to all these different people and businesses. Plus, everything also connects up to the Swaha account. And so I'm making use of all these different avenues, and with every post that I make. And I find that when I create a page, well, things can blow up quite fast if I'm creating for a specific event. And I used to do, it's like, like if I was just teaching a Saturday yoga class, I'd create a page just for my Saturday yoga class, to get, people talking about it and introducing, and then you get more people. And I feel that the more people that you connect with, you have to be careful, obviously, because you're going to get people that want to be your friend. I'm sure you've all had this, where you get people that want to be your friend, but they're not exactly a real person behind that. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They are a real person behind it, but they are trying to hack into something, or perhaps trying to start a romantic relationship with you. You know, it's something. It's either, or it's money. They're after some money. So, and I have all my Facebook notifications shut down because I can't stand all that Facebook email. And so, because you get inundated with it when people are contacting you or whatnot. And some people, that's fine. They have no problem with it. It's manageable. Me personally, no. So, but I'm very clear with, you know, how I get back to people, because I don't want people to think that I'm not going to get back to them. But I need to go to my Facebook accounts in order to see what's happening there, versus getting all these email notifications, because there's just too many. I don't need, you know what I mean? Okay. The other thing is what also gets you attention is by posting, by commenting on other people's posts. That also starts making another avenue for you to get more people interested in what you're doing by posting on someone else's post, or commenting, or reposting what someone else has done. So if Shakti Harjeet on your website, and you see something Sita Despriti has written or she's posted, and you comment on that, and if you forward it, meaning you're reposting it either in your news feed or you're reposting it on your page, this also helps you get more attention, but also is helping Sita Despriti get attention. So it's important to make, you know, make use of the network that you have. Right here in this group, you have a network with all of the trainers you've met so far, plus all the students that are in this class. Okay, that's a network right there that you can make use of. And you can make use of friends and family and other colleagues. And, you know, like Shakti Harjeet, I know that you know, work with kids and whatnot. So, you know, I mean, personally, I'd be all over that. If I mean, you know, if that was something I did, I'd be making use of that network and letting people know what you're doing and getting the word out. But again, you have to find your confidence in that, right? And, you know, and we're doing most everything online. Some of us are doing things in person. But like me, I'm doing everything online. I'm not doing anything in person unless somehow I'm with somebody. I'm one of those types of people that if someone's homeless sitting on the corner, I may sit down and just take them through something for 3 minutes to help them feel better, because I don't like the look on their face because they look really unhappy. And I may not have much money to give them, but I'm going to teach them this technique. And so I'll sit down on the cement with them and I'll go teach them this, whatever, or a sweep, you know, fist of anger, whatever it is. But other than that, I'm not around people who, you know, be in a studio and whatnot. So working online, you know, you guys have been online here with this training, so you kind of know something about that. It's just that, just like we would in a studio, you want to have, make sure you have a liability release, safety precautions, and because you never know, even if you're not in the mood at this time, with your classes that you may start to teach, you never know, you may want to put them on YouTube sometime. You may want to put it on Facebook sometime. And you know, this is why it's helpful. Like if you notice today while we were doing meditation, I know you were in your meditation, but I was spotlighting everybody over, you know, at different times. And the reason I was doing that is that one, you know, you all are leaders, and at the same time, it's like this is what you have to be prepared to do if you're going to be sharing your videos with anybody, whether it's going to be in your newsletter, maybe you're going to share a clip, you're going to spotlight yourself. On Zoom, you're going to choose to pin your video, you're going to choose to spotlight your video so everybody can see you.
Let's pin your video.
And what you're teaching. And so you got to get real used to being seen and want to be seen. And you know, trust that when you're connecting to that golden chain, you know, you're the teacher. And so when you're sharing these different videos, it's not anything different. You can show a video clip, you can show a whole class. When you can start making queries with different studios. So whether you want to teach online or you want to teach in person, you can still, to this day, you can still go to different studios and interview with them and say that you're interested in being a teacher with that studio. Okay. And so there's a way to do that. And you first start contacting them, letting them know what you have to offer. Okay. And that's a phone call or an email.
Let me
or
just jump in right here.
Huh?
One of the things that's important that just fits right into this is like you have to have in your repertoire, like she said, what are you going to offer? So you have to know what your niche is. What is it you're going to offer? Now you may have 3 or 4 different offerings, but you have to know so that you don't stumble when you're talking to somebody exactly what it is you're offering, what your niche is. And it's really important. It's like when you go to get a new job, one of the things they talk about is what is your 15-second elevator speech? Well, it's the same thing. You want to have like 15 seconds because you're only going to get the attention of that person for maybe 15 or 20 seconds before they go on in their own mind to something else of what it is you want to offer that they don't have. So you also want to check what that studio already has so that you know how your offering is going to be different from what they're offering. You know, because if you're just going to offer another Kundalini yoga class and they already have one, but you like that studio and you like the people that come there, you've already, you know, taken classes there and you want to teach there, well, they're not just going to take another Kundalini yoga class unless there's something different about it than the Kundalini yoga class you have. And maybe it's the time that you offer it that's different. And maybe that's all it takes. But it also might be you're going to do a whole series or a whole class and you're going to focus on, you know, beginner series. You're going to do a 10-week beginner series. And then you might do, you know, a 10-week series on breath, or you might do a 10-week series on, you know, the immune system or whatever it is. But you ought to know in advance so that you have that down very, very solid so that nobody can break that, or that it can break your stance. In other words, as strong as you are, you need to know exactly what you're going to teach when you go to these studios so that you don't get swayed by what they want. It's like, I'm going to teach this, and if that's really what you are committed to, then you'll find the studio that's willing to have you there. But you have to decide in your own self what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses so that you're not just going to be a jack of all trades unless that's what you want to be. Because if you have a concept of who you are as a teacher, then it makes it a lot easier to find the match. But if you're just going to go to a yoga studio and say, I want to teach Kundalini yoga, it may be a little harder to find that match. So I just wanted to jump in and say that because I find that to be very, because every studio is looking for something, right? They already have something, but they're looking for something. So do your research of what they're missing and what you can add so that you're upgrading and adding to their venue. And that's really what they want, is they want something beyond, usually they want something that they're not sharing. And that makes you more marketable for them if you're offering something that they don't have.
And so the other thing is to think about is that, you know, are you offering to do it in person? Are you offering online? Because they may have Kundalini yoga in the studio, but they may not have it online, or vice versa. And since it is COVID, you also want to make sure that um, if you're going to be someone who's interested in teaching in person at a studio, you need to also mention the, you know, the proper protocols that you're going to be taking when you teach class. If you have, and be prepared. One of the things that I always do if I want to be with the studio is I tell them I want to come and teach for their management, or I'm going to teach for them online so they can see me teaching to them. So they can get an idea of the type of class I'm going to teach. And I'm always prepared to do that. And 9 times out of 10, I always do. That way they really get a clear picture. You know, even though I may have given that 15-second or 30-second feel of why they would want me at their in their business teaching, I make an appointment to share a teaching with them, an hour and a half class, either online or in person, so that they really have an idea what I have to offer, not just not just what's coming out of my mouth. I can show them. And especially with this technology, you know, how they feel during the Kriya, during the meditation, especially afterwards, is an actually a big boon for you, particularly if you're running into students who don't have Kundalini yoga, or it's weak, meaning they don't have very many Kundalini yoga options. And you can look at the teachers that are teaching, research those teachers that are teaching Kundalini yoga, and look how they teach, and you'll be able to see how you're different from them. And you'll also be able to see potentially some similarities. So, and you can focus. Like for me, I'm just one of those people that I once in a while will just a standard Kundalini yoga class, hour and a half, 90-minute, or an hour and 15-minute class, if I'm working in conjunction with sort of studio. But I'm someone who tends to like to do workshops. That's my thing. I like to do workshops. I have a workshop I've been doing with Kundalini Yoga for now going on 7 years. It's my crisis kit workshop, and I focus on literally how to bring in these 1 minute, 3 minute, 11-minute techniques into their everyday life. Because I personally have my passion, okay, my niche, if you will, is getting this technology into people's life. It's not, and getting them, showing something, teaching them something that they're going to take into their life and use it on a daily basis. Because there's a whole bunch of people out in this world, and they're not necessarily interested in coming for 90-minute Kundalini yoga class, or any yoga class for that matter, on a daily basis, or 3 or 4 times a week. There are those people, but I'm more for, you know, that I'm geared for getting this technology into every home. I don't care if they're some fashion designer. I don't care if they work, you know, picking up the garbage every day, whatever it is. And so all my workshops tend to focus on how to get this into their everyday life, and then deepen state of meditation. Okay, now this is just something that I have worked out for myself, is for the most part the way I teach, so that I can get anybody and everybody in my class. from all walks of life. I've been there and done that where it was like, you know, dealing with the advanced students for yoga, intermediate and beginner students. And, you know, I'm more that I like to teach beginners. I like to teach people who, you know, and I teach all ages, children all the way up to seniors. But I've also incorporated radiant child yoga, which is, it has Kundalini yoga at a base, in its base, radiant child yoga. So, and I work with autism, ADHD, and whatnot. And so you find your niche of what feels comfortable for you, who you want to work with, you know? Like if I was in a school, okay, and if I was a teacher, like an academic teacher or, you know, looking at elementary, junior high, senior high school, you know, personally, I'd be tapping all those teachers at that school and figuring something to set up during lunchtime to teach them, you know, a few minutes of Kundalini yoga, right? Because that energy is going to then transfer to their students and how they teach their classes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, you know, maybe you teach these techniques, some of these 1 minute, you know, or up to 3 minute classes, depending on the age of the student, you know, teach them in your own class, you know, as a form of exercise, as a form of helping them get clarity, of, you know, calming down the classroom, whatever it is, online, likewise, as well as in the classroom. You know, there's all different kinds of avenues you can go. It's like, you know, you're a Kavalia avatar, you're an attorney, right? You know, you know, I mean, I'm just one of those people. I will go for the people that are at that are closest to me, and I'll find a way to integrate it into their lunchtime, into their break time. You know, anybody that wants to join me, I won't necessarily charge in the beginning. You know, it's just more of, but again, you may be coming from a different frame than I am, right? I'm coming from a frame that I want everybody to get this technology somehow, some way into their life. And so, um, and maybe that's you and maybe it's not. Maybe you're more focused on just the hour and a half or hour and 15-minute class. And you may not know. You need to also make room for the fact that you don't know yet what you want to do and just start. Because one of my favorite phrases Guru said a long time ago, right? In order to get anywhere, you have to start somewhere. And so the point is just to start. And a long time ago, I started by just emailing all my friends and family. And that's how I started. And then I just decided to start teaching during a lunch hour when I worked. I used to work in computers one time ago, and I just made myself a little corner in the lunchroom, and I just started I started doing yoga. Okay, so you know, I even, let's see, what year is this? 2020. 2018, I made a whole series based on doing this Kundalini yoga in your car. Okay,
That's great.
whether you're in the front seat or the back seat,
Awesome.
you know, and it's kind of like, you know, and then I had all these people complaining, you know, quite a while, you know, and they still do. It's like, you know what, I don't know, you know, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this long enough cars. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do meditation and all that chanting because I'm going to wake up my family at 4 in the morning, or, you know, my voice is getting too loud. I like to chant, and all these, right? So I just
go
started,
out to the car.
you know, it's like I did videos making in my closet because people could go in their closet, in the garage.
Yes.
Like, you know, I used to be someone who was, like I said, in IT a long time ago, and I would hide under my cubicle and I would meditate and chant and whatever underneath my cubicle. And nobody's paying attention, You know, most people, we think people are really paying attention. They're not until we've asked for their attention.
Right.
They're just not. And so there's all these different things, you know, going outside in your backyard, you know, in the shower. Don't get me wrong, they didn't see me in the shower, but they heard me, okay? Because I had the curtain pulled and I just put record and they could hear me chanting in the shower. There's all these different ways to help get this information out there and integrate, for people to integrate it into their lives. There's nowhere that Kundalini yoga can't go. It can go everywhere,
That's right.
you know, and that's part of the fun is, you know, at least it is for me, because it's like, you know, washing vegetables and chanting a mantra, you know, just doing an upside down headstand, sitting on the front part bench, you know. It doesn't, is it Charanjap, right? Charanjap, where you got two people walking side by side, right? Right foot behind, right? Satnam, right?
No. Yep.
And so that, I mean, there's some girl out here that she lives about 20 minutes away. She's into that whole paddleboard business,
Yes.
right? Standing on a board to do yoga. They started teaching Kundalini on that. It's something she loves to do. And it's like, okay. She's on the water, balancing on a board, you know, and sometimes they get their paddle out. I have another friend, she gets on her kayak and she gets people on she's a Kundalini yoga teacher, but she gets people on their kayaks, and it's a mantra kayak trip for the day. And they're all like paddling and they're chanting. She's got certain chants, and then pranayam, that gets implemented. It's like there's so many different ways to share this stuff, this technology. There's just, honestly, they're everywhere, and when yeah.
Let me just jump in here and tell you a story. So like years ago, I was at work and part of my job was to do buying. And one of the salesmen came in and he said, he was like, I'm filled with anxiety. I don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. Can you teach me something? And we're in this group with, there's like, 10 people around. And I said, okay, I'm going to just teach you this one little thing. And I taught him alternate nostril breathing. It's a very simple thing, simple. And then I ran into him like 3 years later and he says, I still use that technique whenever I feel stressed. So it's like, you just don't know how people will receive it. If they ask for it, they're going to receive it, right? So if you're in a position where you can share it and and then ask for it, it's going to stick with them. And even if it's only like, if the only thing you give them is long, deep breathing, or the only thing you give them is alternate nostril breathing, you've changed their life. And that's just such a powerful thing. Just so amazing.
So, see, what was I going to say? I have some resources on Instagram. If you're going to use Instagram, I suggest you be prepared to make an album, make short video clips. I actually had to take lessons. I had to pay, to work with somebody on Instagram, this gal. And I can send you links to her because you can probably buy her whole set and it doesn't cost very much. To literally how to put together your Instagram account and make it work for you, and what you need to do, how you need to post. And I just wanted to mention that because Instagram for me was something that was very difficult to get involved with, but it is a powerful tool. And it seems to be more powerful, so to speak, as far as a social media platform than other resources. And so if you had to put your money somewhere, then, you know, if you're up for Instagram, again, it took me like many years to wrap my head around how it works. And it still is beyond me. Okay. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention is that, you know, if you want to work with people of all walks of life around the world, whatnot, you know, you can make videos. You can use either YouTube or your camera or your Zoom and do a class just like you're teaching to people. You may not have anybody there that you're teaching specifically. You're just going to be on the screen and you're teaching. And then you have that video. And now you can share that and you can charge for people to see that video. So regardless if you have a class, regardless if anybody's come to you, you could say, you know, you want to learn class in your own time online, you know, check out, you know, and you make yourself some video clips that are like 15, 30 seconds of the video they're teaching, like say, what was it? Kriya for circulation. Okay. So say that's when you're teaching and then you're teaching a meditation. So there's ways, I don't know what kind of computers you have, but if you can overlay the name of the Kriya meditation on your video, your name, and you can make clips out of it, and you can make it so it's at a format that you can email to anyone anytime. And you can charge whatever you want. You can charge $5 for it, or that there's a mandatory donation. You want to make it less. I always suggest you make it less, because then your live classes, because you're not live, but it's a way to make money, and a way to get yourself out there by just making videos and just choosing a Korean meditation you want to teach. And then you can advertise that clip on your social media. You can advertise that in your, obviously your website, your newsletter, however you want to do it, or you can just send it to family and friends for them to get a taste of what you have to offer. But you always want to do it in exchange. You know, it's fine if you offer things free, you know, here and there. But it is important to always have an exchange. If it's not money, you know, or it's a donation, you just want to make sure there's something in exchange, because people have to find value. And like it or not, most people, if they have to pay for it, or if they have to do some sort of trade, whatever it is you're offering, then it becomes more important to them. So I know that you're going to see a lot of classes now being offered for free, and that's okay. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be careful not to make it a habit all the time, you know, once in a while. Or say, hey, if you're like, say you're teaching a 90-minute class, but you want to offer whatever, the 11-minute meditation part for free. Okay, so then you can just make that, you can clip that out. You know, with Zoom, it's really easy to edit. It's really easy to edit and trim your videos and trim out what you want to, you know, how you want to save it. And so if you just want that 11-minute meditation that you're going to offer to people, fine, offer that for free. They want the whole class, well, you know, you're going to charge them. you want a donation of at least $5, $10, $15, $18, $20, whatever. Okay. Typically, you know, for me, I charge anywhere from between 5 and 25 for a standard Kundalini yoga class. If it is just me online and I'm not live with that person, I always charge less, because I feel that there's more value in having me live than just a recording. Now, if someone signed up to take a course with me or to take a series, like we had you do your curriculum series, and say they've signed up for that 6 weeks with you to take that particular series, okay, you're going to figure out a flat rate for that, like an early bird fee, a regular fee, and then potentially, you know, a late fee, right? You may need to add an extra $25 or whatever because they're signing up last minute, or an extra $50 or $100, whatever you're going to charge for this 6-class series. Now, if someone signs up for that and you're recording those classes as you teach them, then you're not gonna lower the price because someone's going to be watching them on their own time because they can't make it to the live class. So you don't want to get into that, because sometimes people will ask you, it's like, well, you know, I'm not going to be able to be there at, you know, 6 o'clock when you're teaching your live class, you know, so I'm just going to watch them in my own time zone or my own time when I want to. And they may ask you, you know, if they can get a discount because they're doing that. And the case is no, not typically. Now, if you want to do something for friends and family, you know, that's obviously totally up to you. But, you know, if it's a series or something, it's a package deal and they've signed up in the beginning, you know, that's their choice. They knew how you were offering this. The fact that you're offering a recording later, I think is actually an extra bonus. The fact that they can watch it anytime they want, because you don't have to do that. You could just be live and that's it. You know, they don't get the recording. Only the people that were in the live class would get the recording. You know, it depends on how you want to work it. And I will say, when you are doing things online, it is helpful to have 2 of you. It's helpful to have someone helping you, you know, manage the controls, particularly if you're going to have a good size class, because someone may be putting stuff in chat. Somebody may, you know, if you know about Zoom, right, you're going to have either a password or a waiting room. Now, personally, I prefer the waiting room, but, you know, because I let the class in when I'm ready. I don't care for people popping in and I am not, you know, I want to be fully ready for them to receive them all. So, you know, but, you know, watching that, who to let into the classroom, making sure someone's not coming into the classroom that wasn't invited, you know, someone gets out of hand in the classroom, which can happen. Well, then you have to remove them, keeping in mind, if you remove someone from a Zoom, they may not be able to come back ever, unless you change something in the controls later at a later time. Likewise, you know, with your sound, your video, I know that you all have been doing really well in your practicums and whatnot, but, you know, for example, like Hari Prakash, I know some of you have, right, we've had her as a trainer here, and some of you have taken her classes, okay? She paid somebody to handle her sound so that she could figure out how to do her sound, okay? And how you want your room set up. And, you know, I personally get caught up. See, when we're doing these trainings, it's like, I'm one of those people that needs 30 minutes of my own time before I'm set to actually teach a class, typically. And with these trainings, I don't get that. And so you're not getting what I would consider the best of me, okay? Oh, because I like to have, the nice things in the back. I like people to be able to see my whole body. But with that, okay, I'm using my tablet, I'm using my phone, I'm using my computer. I have a little box set up so you can hear my sound better. We're getting one of those ring lights so that my picture's even clearer. Okay. And we're actually working to build a bench, right? A teacher's bench, because teaching on the floor is, it's a bit awkward to deal with a video. I've just found with a teacher's bench, it's easier. Yeah, it's pretty hard, Deva.
What's a sound box? How do you make a sound box?
It's just like one of those boom boxes that it's like you can connect it either Bluetooth or you can connect it directly to your computer or your phone that makes the sound louder.
So it's like a speaker?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then playing the gong, hopefully we'll be able to show you how to play the gong. It's obviously different trying to teach that online and dealing with the acoustics of the gong itself. Some Zoom is interesting to make use of with regards to the gong. But yeah, so using that as a powerful tool, because I'm somebody who teaches, we haven't done it in this class yet, but Mahan Jap is something I teach almost in every single one of my Kundalini yoga classes. There's at least 31 minutes of Mahan Jap along with the gong. And that's something I learned directly from my teacher, and it's powerful, and I enjoy doing it and teaching it. But that requires, basically, a call and response when you do that type of meditation. And so getting the acoustics right and playing with the sound controls on your Zoom, on your computer, on also the volume controls on your music player that's maybe on your computer, your tablet. See, there's all these different controls. It's not just with your Zoom account or whatever you're using, and so yeah, so there's a lot to juggle. And I know you guys know that because of your practicums, right? But it's like the more you want to do, and then if you want to share things, right? You want to share share your screen, which most of my classes do that, because I bridge my those of you know I do human design, so I bridge actually Kundalini yoga with human design related, and it becomes a whole workshop, because my workshops usually are at a minimum 4 hours. Okay, and like I said, I told you before, most of the time that's the format I teach. I teach in workshop format, because that's just what I enjoy doing. Well, Dave, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you're doing a great job. You're certainly further ahead than I am. I mean, most of my teaching has been here at the community, so they do all the promoting. But one thing I will say is, and I'll emphasize this, is that definitely Instagram is much more powerful than Facebook in terms of reaching out to people. So if you can learn how to use Instagram, I highly recommend that, especially if you want to get a broader audience. I think Instagram is easier to reach a broader audience. The other thing is that, many of you might be teaching now, but many of you, this might be the first time that you ever teach. And don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid that you're new. Have the confidence in yourself that you can do this. And even if you're promoting yourself outside of areas where you're not comfortable promoting, you already have the confidence. Just believe in yourself, because you know, you're a Kundalini yoga instructor, right? And just breathe before you go in. Like, I used to be a sales rep, and one of the tricks I used to do every time before I'd go into a meeting would be I would chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I mean, I would just do it. I'd sit in the parking lot and I'd chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and I just let the universe take care of it. And, you know, even though I did all my prep work and had everything in advance and, you know, blah, 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 knew my blah, 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 all that stuff that you do as a salesperson, right? You just tune in and just get that one last little bit of, you know, connection to yourself and to the universe so that you can, you know, be in a neutral state, be in a state where you're coming from your best place. And that's really what marketing's about, is how can you present yourself in the best state that you are. And that's one thing that I would like to recommend to people is, no matter what your marketing platform is, be consistent with it. Don't one day be off into, you know, this area and then change your font and be in this area tomorrow, and then next week change your font again and be over here. Whatever your message is, make it consistent. Like, you may change the content, but make your image consistent, because people like consistency. It's like Nike and Adidas, they have their logo and they don't change that for years and years and years. I mean, how many of us know the phrase, just do it, right? That's been out there for 30 or 40 years, right? Now they've added stuff to it and they've, you know, blah, blah, blah. But if you see the sign, just do it, you know it's from Nike. And that's sort of like what you have to do with your own brand, is you have to establish what your brand is and make sure that you're consistent with that brand all the time. Because if you keep changing it, people are going to get confused of what it is you're offering, who it is you're offering, what your market is, who you want to address, all these little things that make marketing so crazy. Because you'll be like, well, I did it this way for 3 months and I got nothing. And then on month 4, everything came to you, right? Or on month 4, you're like, well, I'm going to change it. Well, now you got those first 3 months to start all over again, because those people that did see you for 3 months, now you're like, well, she changed her logo. She changed this, or he changed that. And they got a different brand now. It's like, well, who are they? What do they stand for? It's like, you have to develop a consistency in your message, because if you don't, people will get confused of what it is you're trying to represent. And, you know, that's, if you take nothing else away from this, take that away, because that's the one thing that will carry you through all the different content that you offer. Is what is your brand going to look like? Is that going to be a picture of you every time they click on, you know, your logo? Is that going to be a specific logo? Is whatever it is, be consistent with it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I have, my logo's been the same now for many years, and it's got the same, you know, mine is be inspired. Because one of the things is that, you know, for myself, I tend to have high impact, and I tend to inspire people. And so that's what I stick with. But I also know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that's why I always have some of the video clips, you know, and I'm very clear and upfront. It's like, you know, if I'm not your cup of tea, let me give you some resources of who you can contact, you know, maybe it's Shakti Harjeet, maybe it's Kavalya Avatar, you know, or Prihardeva. Because, and that's one of the things is I like, see, all of you are very good teachers, and now see, all of a sudden now you've become resources for me to connect people to, right? That may not be correct for me, or maybe they want someone closer to their home, whatever it may be. So we can make use of that. And, you know, and you guys have had different teachers, particularly taking those 20 classes. So, you know, you've had some that are really strong, you have some that are soft and gentle, you know, and, you know, peaceful, you know, maybe you've had some that are also incongruent, and it's kind of like maybe it feels a little bit wacky. I don't know. It's just, you got to just kind of find, and comes with getting to know who you are and what kind of teacher you are and how you come across as a teacher and how you sound as a teacher, and see, it's like, if you pay attention to when we give you feedback on your practicums, we kind of end up speaking to that. You notice we don't say the same thing to each one of you because you all are different teachers. And it's very clear you're all very unique in your own way. And so, Sita Despriti is not the same as Hardeva delivering the teaching, right? They have two beautiful ways of sharing the same teaching, right? And so people are going to gravitate to you for you and how you offer it. And that, especially these days, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be one of the most important things. Don't try to be like somebody else. Don't try to make yourself sound like somebody else. It's going to be more important, and that's going to be a selling point because you're going to be uniquely you. And that this is what's going to cause people to gravitate towards you because you're living in and teaching in that space. You're not pretending to be someone you're not, and you're not pretending to teach like you're someone you're not. And we know how radiant we feel with this technology, especially after we've done something, right? Spend 3 minutes, 11 minutes, 31 minutes doing something of this technology. We all feel radiant. We feel better. We feel, just ready to take on whatever it is. Okay. That this is what other people are also going to get out of this. So don't waste your time trying to sound like Sanatam Kaur or even Hari Das. It's just, trust your own sound current. It's one of the things I keep telling you. Be in love with your own sound and the way that you deliver the teachings. We're here to help guide you, but you have become teachers. I know you're not graduated yet, but you have become teachers. It's not like you're waiting to become a teacher. All you're waiting for is that certificate to say you're a teacher in print. But you already embody that teacher. You're already living as that teacher, And right now, you're a month away from graduation. You can start selling yourself now. You can start putting out that curriculum. And you all did so well on your curriculums. It was just, you have it down. This stuff. You got something right now. It's like, yeah, I'm going to schedule my 6-week series now. I'm going to start advertising for it now, and, and something that's important is to have fun. I'm someone who tends to like to laugh a lot, and I do my best to mind my P's and Q's in this training. But if you catch me in my workshop or you catch me in a class on my own, it's like, I'm really quite casual and like to have lots of fun, but yet, I can come across as quite firm at the same time. Like, again, but see, that's something I know. It's like, I'm not expecting to have everybody love me. I'm not expecting me to be the teacher for everyone on this planet. That's why there's so many of us. And there's people here around the world and back again that are meant for us. And they're only, though, going to come to you if you're actually living as you and teaching as yourself. Yeah, Prihardeva. We're almost out of time. Yeah.
I spent a bit of money trying to figure out Facebook. And after I'd spent a bit of money, I heard the instructor tell someone else, go to Facebook Blueprint. And I just checked it out. It's still on, but you have to Google past the people who want to sell you stuff. Facebook Blueprint is an online free thing that teaches you how to use Facebook for businesses. But you have to make sure it's Facebook, and you have to make sure it's Blueprint, and then you get in there and there's online classes, and I need to definitely do more of that, but it's an option. We also learned that in a business, if you just put out like business stuff all the time, people don't like you so much. Push the like button, which keeps you down on the bottom of the poll. But if you put out like a pretty picture of a puppy or something, my God, people love puppies. They love babies. They like. So that makes you come up to the top of their feed, even though it has nothing to do with business. You can also come up with something, and I haven't come up with anything in yoga yet, but like for a painting. Let's say I put a painting out and I go, hi, does anybody want to title this painting? It's kind of like they do with the zoo animals, right? Um, and then you get all these comments, right? That is supposed to be very helpful. For the website, if you change your word content, Google catches onto that right away and says you're a viable website. My art website was unbelievable until it got hacked. And it does get hacked. And yes, you have to be very careful because it killed it. Just killed it. I had to start all over, which is like nothing. And then it's good to have a link page on your website, like with all of us. Try My Friends, or on my art one, I had like every major museum and every like art supply place linked to my website. And sometimes they'll trade links with you. Like you go, I'd like to put your link on my page. Would you like to put my link on your page? And then you're double linked, and that really will push your website. And those are all the things that I have that are like just to add to the thing. I don't know the difference between when I'm going to post something and it says, do you want that on your news feed, or do you want that on your post or something? I get an option, and usually I just pick them both because I don't know what I'm doing. Does anybody know the difference? I don't know the difference between.
It asks you if you want to post as on your newsfeed or if you want to create an event. And if it's just a regular post, then you would put it on your newsfeed rather than the other option. I run into that a lot too.
Thanks, Prihar. Those are good resources. Yeah, cats also. Cats, lots of cats, baby cats. If you're posting a comment and you post a picture of a cat, it does raise you up there with all the different people. Asking questions is another good one, or, stating any kind of question and getting people to comment, or like it. The other thing I was going to say is, you may be someone who's interested in collaborating. You may want to teach with someone else here or someone else outside of here and collaborating teaching, just like, just like Baldev and I did today, right? He taught Kriya, I taught meditation. You don't have to create a whole workshop to collaborate, but, maybe, two of you want to do something together, and you make a class out of that online or in person. Say you two want to go to a studio and, you want to sell yourself as a co-teaching team, and you can do that, especially these days, especially, because people like people playing off each other. And it could be a lot of fun for the class, but also for you if you're co-teaching. So that's something also to think about, particularly if, granted, you have to see how you play off each other and how you work together. But if you're nervous getting out there, this may be a way that you prefer to start. Maybe there's somebody, in this group or outside this group that you'd like to co-teach with. Okay. So it's something that's fun to do. I like doing it, but I also know this is okay. So this is also something you got to keep in mind. Like I'm somebody that if I'm co-teaching, I tend to need to run the whole show. if that makes sense. It's like I'm the one organizing everything, but yet I'm collaborating with them in the class, and we're going to play off each other. They're going to tell me what they want to teach or what they're good at doing. Okay. But I'm tend to run things, but that's the way. And I'm upfront with that, with whoever I'm working with or collaborating with, because that's just the way I work best. But someone else, you may be that person who prefers, you know, to have someone running the show. You're not like that. You prefer someone else taking care of everything. It's like, okay, just tell me what you want me to do, you know? So those are things to kind of keep in mind. Pretty hard, David.
I used to facilitate with this lady, and we're like opposites. And that is so nice for everybody that's there, because they may just love her energy or they may just love my energy, but the two together make a nice balance. And so it's really, in my opinion, it's good to find, it's like a marriage in a way. It's good to find somebody who can balance your energy, and when you collaborate with them. And also, like, it's really good to have like a geek and then somebody who's not. So being at the control is a great thing. If you find somebody who wants to be at the control but you're not really into the whole like computer end of it, I would think that that would be an awesome adventure right there. But just that kind of blending, the opposites worked so well with my friend and I. We worked well together for like 4 years. So, but thanks.
Yeah, it's you know, like I'm super duper like abstract, but my friend who her and I are actually partnering now, we're starting teaching some Kundalini yoga and human design modules together, but she's super structured. She needs structure. And so, you know, we're both inspiring in different ways, and we teach, you know, similar. We're both actually very bold and upfront women, but, you know, she's got, you know, I can be all over and she's like, boom, boom, you know, so it works nice together, you know? So, yeah. So we have just a few more minutes. Just keep in mind, we're going to do more associated with marketing and whatnot next week, and possibly some other topics. And so I'm going to be emailing you these different resources so that you have them. But questions that kind of start percolating, you know, just think about it, you know, after you've had an opportunity to meditate on it, research whatever it is and stuff, because you may still have questions. I have asked Hari Prakash for specifics of her whole layout so that we know what it is, because I want to share that with you because she has such a nice setup. Yeah, so we're going to, you know, address any other questions that you might have as well, that even if it isn't marketing related, because we probably won't need the full 2 hours. Prihar Deva.
How do we save the chat? I know I've done it before because it has a lot of good stuff in it, but I can't figure it out right now.
Oh,
We do the little file. Is it the file thing or the more save? Oh, there's a little 3 thing. The little
Yeah, you go
three,
over to the three things.
the 3 dots.
You go over to the 3 dots and it allows you to save chat.
That way we don't lose your lovely links. Right?
yeah. Yes. So we have practicums starting Tuesday. And let's see. Sito Cavalia, you're up on Tuesday, right? Yeah. So are you going to lead the global sadhana as well?
So I can, sorry, I have my air on because it's hot in here. I can sit, but I don't have a way to play the music. So.
Oh, I play it.
Yeah, I can do that. I can sit in and tune in and everything. Sure.
Okay.
But
yeah,
is everybody gonna hear me chant long echo on cars, or if I just chant low, it won't go over the music, right?
So yeah, so if you because you can chant long echoing cars on your own with no music. That's an option.
Let's do with music.
So if you're
Please.
going to do it with music, then we can either, you either are going to mouth the words,
Mhm.
or you're going to you're going to stay spotlighted, but you're going to be on mute,
Okay.
and you're going to just do it in your own voice, and
Sure.
no one will be able to hear you. They'll just hear the recording.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to do that one if that's okay. So I'll put myself on mute.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
cool.
So just a reminder that it is 3 minutes for the ego eradicator.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I'll keep track of the time. Okay. And one thing is, and I'll remind you, is that we always want to, at the end of that, we want to try to say, you know, thank you for joining us for Global Sadhana, you know, something that, you know, kind of a statement. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. So anybody else, any last minute things before we close? Shakti Harjeet?
Sorry, this is just a reminder that I'm going back to work tomorrow. So tomorrow I won't be on the call that we have on Mondays, and on Tuesday I'm going to be late to class, just so you know, Sadhari, that I'll be late to class. I should hopefully make it for the second half.
Okay. So they'll be recorded so that I can get to you if missed class. There has been a few of you that have requested to do more Sundays. That is an option if you want to do more Sundays. It's going to be, you know, you just need to let us know if that's what you want to do, Sundays in September. And it doesn't matter. We can do 1, we can do 2, we can do 3. Okay. And yeah, and it's like going back to work. Are you going back to work like in person? Is it in person or online?
No, we're in person. So this coming week, we're getting our classroom ready and meeting our families. And then the following week, we start up on the 1st. The kids come back on the 1st.
Are you teaching the mask the whole time?
Yeah, so, well, my schedule's going to be different until we graduate. But yeah, I'll be 2 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Blessings to you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's, Baldev, you want to take us out, and we'll see then everybody on Tuesday.
Sure. Let's do 3 long satnams and have a great rest of our day. Focus yourself, center yourself, sit tall, inhale deeply, exhale all out, inhale deeply. Nam. 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 May your light continue to shine bright. May you bring peace and happiness to all those who come into contact you. And may you bow wherever you need to bow so that you can feel the humility in your heart. Satnam.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for the great workout.
He chose that one, especially for today. Satnam. Thank you.